crack on with recording. Okay, so a very warm welcome to you all. Now you are all muted, I'm afraid. Most of you are named with where you're from, so it's great to see you all because it's been a year when we've had to stay away from each other, which is totally not what our community is about. And we're very rich with community support and group organisations in Fareham, so it's really hard not to see each other. So this is a great celebration of what Fareham stands for and how we can get more money for you all with what you're doing. So we're going to start today with, as I said, 3 videos. And as I said, write a note. And at the end of the 3rd video, there'll be the opportunity to ask questions. Now, I will say, I'm as new to this as you. And my colleagues at Fareham Borough Council and I will do our very best to answer your questions. However, just so that you do know, there will be an email that comes out to you following today, which will answer any questions that we have to pass on. Okay, so just so that you are pre-prepared for that. Okay, so we're going to start with our first film. So just bear with me. Okay. I'd like to introduce you to Councillor Bell. She is also she is also with us on Zoom today, so hopefully you can, hang on a minute, bear with me. You can see her and hear her. Here she goes.
My name is Councillor Sue Bell.
Can you all hear her and see her?
Leisure and Community at Fareham Borough Council. I hope you're all safe and well. I'm delighted to take part in this virtual event to announce some really positive and exciting news. I've arranged for the charity One Community to receive the funding they need to set up the new community lottery for Fareham. Fareham had a community lottery back in the 1970s, which lasted for a few years, but they became increasingly popular again more recently. Some of our neighbouring authorities are using them very successfully, and so the timing seems right for Fareham to have its own again. This lottery will provide much needed additional income for some amazing local charities and community groups, many of which have been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. These groups help to bring our community together and provide a huge range of benefits to our residents. One Community is a well-respected charity which already provides support to community and voluntary sector organisations across Fareham. That is why they have been awarded over £10,000 from the Community Fund to kickstart this project and ensure that as many charities as possible benefit from the additional funding it will bring. One Community has the full support of Fareham Borough Council, and I am delighted to see how the community lottery is received by our residents and utilised by community groups it is designed to support. As always, I welcome your thoughts and feedback on this initiative. Thank you and stay safe.
Thank you, Sue, for that. Now, hopefully you can all see me now. There we go, there we are. Right, thank you very much for Sue. As I say, Sue is here with us as well. And we're just going to go on now to the Chief Exec of One Community, who is also with us today, just so that you can, oh, hang on, not quite ready yet. Just so she can also tell you her thoughts on this fantastic initiative.
I'm the Chief Exec of One Community, and we're delighted to be working with Fareham Borough Council and Gatherwell in this unique opportunity for local groups, large and small, to be able to help raise funds for their projects and their communities. This year, above all, we know how difficult it has been for local groups to be able to raise funds, especially to have a regular income coming forward. This is a simple, a straightforward process, but once you've got your supporters on board, then you should be able to get a regular income coming in. If you need any help at all with any of the online stuff or any of the bits and pieces, or just have general questions, please talk to Hayley and her team, who will be delighted to hear from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we've got, that's the first 2 very warm welcome videos for you. The next one is from Gatherwell. Gatherwell is the organisation who facilitates the lottery, if you like, with all of the infrastructure behind it. Now, this is a 30-minute video. We can't pause it. It contains a lot of information for you in regards to how to register yourself and how you are in the driving seat, really, of ticket sales that would obviously enhance your income. There is an error on this video. At one point, he will say, let me get this right, that you as an organisation, or you as a good cause, as we call you, would receive a certain percentage of income. The actual correct percentage that you would receive is 40% for every pound per person per ticket, and we have got a breakdown of that, which we'll come back to later. But when he mentions, I think he says 50%, and it's actually 40%. Okay, so we're going to start with this film now. As I say, it is quite lengthy, but it is very critical to how to make a success of the scheme. Here we go. Oops, sorry, I've just pressed the wrong button. Always the way. Where have you gone? Bear with me, sorry. At the critical moment, I lost him. There he is. Share the film, share. There he is.
Good afternoon. My name's Ben Spear. I am the Managing Director of an organisation called Gather.
Can you all see him?
And we are an external lottery management company.
Okay, hang on one second.
We're licensed by the Gambling Commission.
Don't we love technology? Bear with me.
People. And we're delighted to have been employed by One Community to be able to run the Fareham Community.
Right, bear with me, sorry. I know why. You could hear him but not see him. Thanks, Bids. Okay, I know why. Let's do it this way.
Good afternoon. My name's Ben Spear. I am the Managing Director of an organisation called Gatherwell. And we
doing well there, aren't I? I knew this was going to happen. Right, screen 2, share. Can you see him? No, you can only see me. Oh, you poor things. Okay, hang on. Why is he not sharing? Let's try something different. Okay, here we go. Can you see him now? No. Oh dear. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'll figure it out. Right. Why not? There we go. Let's try this.
Good afternoon. My name's Ben Spear. I am the Managing Director.
No, still can't see him.
And
you can hear him but not see him. How strange. Let's do a new share. Let's take a new share. Hang on. Do you see him now?
Good afternoon. My name's Ben Spear.
Yes or no?
I am the Managing Director of an organisation called Gatherwell.
Oh, I'm really sorry about this. I'm not sure why. Oh, it's come up with a thingy. Hang on one second. Here we go. It's coming up with a message on Zoom. Bear with me.
Hayley?
Yes.
The video appeared after a few seconds, so we probably just need to wait a bit longer.
Okay, let's try again. Hang on.
Good afternoon. My name.
No? No. I've just been told that I have, hang on one second, that I've been timed out. Give me 1 minute, I'm so sorry. Let's try this.
It's Ben Spear. I am the Managing Director.
Yeah, you got him.
Of an organisation called Gatherwell.
Phew.
And we are an external lottery management company.
Hey, the sound's gone.
Area. So I'm here to basically take you through a bit of a presentation to explain how the lottery is going to work and how you can get involved and what's kind of required of you to make it a success. So I've got to quickly share now a presentation. So let me bring up the screen and then we can crack on and be able to share the slides. So bear with me 1 second. Okay, so hopefully you can all see the slides as they're coming up there. So basically, I'm here today, as I said, to take you through this new initiative. So Fareham Community Lottery is brand new and it's designed to really kind of support all the good causes locally. And it's a new initiative that's been brought to you by one community and it's been supported by Fareham Borough Council as well. Now we're behind the scenes at Gatherwell running the lottery, and we're established and have been running lots of lotteries like this up and down the country, supporting many thousands of good causes, raise money and be able to kind of support the great initiatives that happen around the country, and hopefully we can make this a huge success for the causes in Fareham as well. Now, the lottery is kind of fairly exciting and lots of bits of information to tell you about. So I'm going to break this down into kind of starting by talking about how it works for supporters. Obviously, supporters are the people that are going to be playing the lottery, and it's really important that we make it as clear and as so you understand how it's going to work for them. We're going to talk about how we split the pound, which probably gives you a bit of a clue as to how much tickets are going to be. I will then talk about prizes, because people play lotteries to win prizes as much as they do to support good causes. And then I suppose the important bit is how is it going to work for you as a good cause? What kind of support and commitment are we going to be able to give you? And then we're going to also ask a bit of a commitment back if you do sign yourselves up. So how does it work for supporters? Firstly, we're going to be asking supporters to visit the lottery website, so farehamlottery.org.uk. And we're going to be having draws that take place at 8 o'clock every Saturday. And in a fairly classic way, the more numbers that people match, the bigger the prizes are going to be. Now, we encourage people to visit the lottery, but we also have the capability to sign people up on the telephone for those that want to do it in that way. Now, tickets cost £1 a week, and each ticket consists of a 6-digit combination. So slightly different to those that perhaps have played the National Lottery, where you choose 6 individual numbers and it doesn't matter what kind of order that they come up in. The order of the combination is important in our number. So you can choose and repeat the digits within it, but the combination is ultimately the 6 digits in there. The combination is the one we're trying to get to. Now, players can choose their own numbers, or they can allow the system to do a lucky dip for them. But either way, they'll have a combination. And I suppose the thing that makes it very different is that as a player, they're going to be able to choose which cause they want to support. So they can either choose to support the central fund, and I'll explain how that works in a moment, or they can choose to support a specific good cause listed on the website. And they're obviously going to be, hopefully, one of your causes that will be able to people choose and be able to support individual causes that are there. And that makes it very different from other lotteries around, where players are kind of have no influence on where the money goes. In this lottery, they're going to have a real direct impact on specific causes that are close to their heart. Now, when it comes to paying, we're going to be asking people to probably sign up to a recurring monthly payment plan, and they can do that either on a direct debit or on a debit card. But for those that don't want to kind of have that recurring payment card or direct debit, they can buy blocks of tickets, either a month, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, in a one-off payment up front, and then there's no kind of recurring commitment for them. And the fantastic news is, because they've signed up online, we'll have their email address, and when they win, we'll be able to notify them to say congratulations, you've won, and that money will get paid directly into their nominated bank account. Or, and this is probably the important bit, they're also going to be able to donate their winnings back to the good cause if they chose to. So if they're particularly kind of motivated by the good work that your cause does, then there's a secondary way to earn income, because players might choose to donate their prize to you as well. And we've had, across some of the other lotteries that we run, we've had people donate as much as £2,000 back to support an individual good cause. Now, I mentioned the fact that it was £1 per ticket. Now, 60 pence of the pound is going to go back to support good causes. So if you compare that to the National Lottery, which is about 30%, more than double is going to go back to support good causes. And effectively what we're going to do is we're going to split that. So 50p will go directly to the player's chosen cause. So the cause that the player is choosing, 50p will go back directly to them. And then 10p is going to go back to a central fund. And that's going to be administered by one community, and they're going to be able to kind of determine how money gets paid to from that central fund. 20% is going to go to prizes, and that goes back back to supporters. And then there's some kind of running costs, and unfortunately our service charge incurs some standard rated VAT, so there's a few pennies of VAT that make it into the pound as well. Now this is the prize structure, and we've got a nice prize structure that means everyone's got a kind of 1 in 50 chance of winning something. And effectively we match on the front and the back of the combination. So if people match that winning combination, if they match all 6 numbers in the same order, there's a 1 in a million chance, because effectively a million different combinations that people can choose, a 1 in a million chance that someone would match that winning combination. And in that instance, that player would win £25,000. Now, if players match the first 5 numbers or the last 5 numbers in the correct order, then they would win £2,000. If they match the first 4 numbers or the last 4 numbers, they'd win £250. First 3 or last 3, £25, and even first 2 or last 2 will give them 3 free tickets into the next draw. Now, we underwrite the risk of someone winning the jackpot prize using something called prize insurance. And it's fairly commonplace in the industry. And we essentially, that means that we can afford to pay a £25,000 jackpot prize, irrelevant of how many tickets get sold. So if we'd only sold 2,000 tickets, say, in the first draw, and someone won the jackpot, then the prize insurance is there to cover that capability to win £25,000. And because it's an insured risk, it also means that if multiple people had the same winning combination that week, then they would both win £25,000. So it's not limited in that way. And that actually is the same for all the prizes. It's an odds-based structure, which is kind of designed to pay out if someone matches that prize structure. So it's not dependent on how many tickets get sold, but everyone's got the same winning chance of winning a prize. What happens is the frequency of those prizes goes up the more tickets that get sold. But maybe you'll be as lucky as South Kesteven Council were when they launched one of these lotteries, and they had a jackpot winner on the very first week. But it does mean that the prize pot is there to be paid, and the winner does it, and nobody has to share prizes like they do on the National Lottery. So one of the things that we're also able to do is we're able to offer sort of what we call bolt-on prizes. Now these are in addition to the regular kind of cash prizes that can be won every week. And we want to kind of encourage these to be kind of run at different times of year. And Gatherwell support the operation of a bolt-on prize structure, so there's lots of chances to win additional prizes over and above those. And I'm sure One Community and Fareham Borough Council will look for sponsors to find any additional bolt-on prizes they'd be most welcome to hear about. So how does it work for yourselves as good causes? Again, we're going to be asking you to visit the website, so farehamlottery.org.uk, and we'll ask you to visit the site, and you can effectively apply to join via the website. There's a subsection that's dedicated to you as good causes, so we encourage you to go visit that point and sign up from there. And it's a really simple process to apply. It takes just a few minutes. Essentially, we need some information about you as an individual. You create a user account on the site, and then we'll ask you for some information about your cause. So what kind of cause are you? Where are you based? What do you do? All of that kind of stuff. Fairly top level information. Then we'll ask for you to fill in what I call the marketing blurb. Now this is your opportunity to do a bit of a sell to the players that might be coming to support you, and it's your opportunity to give a bit of reason as to why they should support your organisation, so what you do, how the money will make a difference, how you might choose to spend that money, that kind of thing. And then finally we'll ask for a logo, and that'll become apparent as to why we need that in a moment. And then effectively you'll need to get approved. Now, this is an important step because actually the lottery is being licensed and all the administration is being licensed by One Community, and they're taking the responsibility, the legal responsibilities to run this lottery. So they're going to do some checks and balances to make sure that you've qualified and you've been approved, and they might come back and ask a bit of further due diligence on you. But once you've been approved, then we'll be able to kind of set you live and get you going and get you kind of up and running and starting to sell tickets. And essentially that's the next step. So it says you can market the lottery then to your supporters. It's live on the site, and the people are then going to be able to buy tickets to support your particular cause. And we'll be creating effectively a web page on the site dedicated to your organisation. And then we'll be raising money, and that's we'll obviously have draws, and each player's support will then kind of amalgamate up, and all those 50 pences soon start to add up. And actually, what we choose to do is pay you that money once a month, because that's we want it in your bank accounts rather than anybody else's. So we'll be paying that money directly across to the nominated account that you've set up for the lottery. And I suppose the bullet there, that's probably one of the most important points. This is free. It's no cost to you to join as a good cause. This is a service that's been provided to really support you. And you can be raising money in a really short period of time once you're set up. So I mentioned that we'll be creating a web page for your organisation, and these are the kind of example pages that we'll be creating. So this is a page for my cause, the Three-Legged Cat Charity, and this is the kind of page that we'll be creating for you. So you can see the picture where the cat is there. That's where your logo is going to go. So this is kind of a way to signpost that people are supporting your organisation. It'll obviously say about the name of the organisation across the top. We've taken cues from sites like Just Giving, where they have totalizer bars and that kind of thing, so people can see how their contribution is making a difference. And you'll be able to set your own ticket goal as to how many tickets you want to be able to sell on a regular basis, and then people can kind of see how their contribution makes a difference. The bit where it says about us, that's where you can kind of put your little bit of marketing blurb as to who you are and why someone should support your organisation. And there's other bits of information. So there's a bit of kind of who the latest supporters, so latest support account, and when the next draw is going to take place, and draw results, all of that kind of stuff starts to feed through onto your page as well. But people can then like and share and do social media type things as well. So the buttons are there, and there's lots of explanation about how the page works and how the lottery works, so that players can do it. But essentially, what you want to be doing is encourage people to be clicking the buy ticket button from your page. So this is why we're creating this. The link is made between the player and your organisation when they click the button to buy tickets off your page. So it's really important to direct people to your page so that they're creating that link between your organisation and themselves. Now, to help you along the lines and kind of help motivate people to play, we've got lots of bespoke marketing materials that will be created. Now, this happens to be an example for Buckinghamshire Lottery. So Buckinghamshire Lottery were the first of these kind of community lotteries that we launched as Gatherwell, and these are the kind of marketing materials that we create. Now, this is one for one of the bolt-on prizes. This was a winner family forest staycation in kind of that ran during the autumn. And you can see this has got the name of the logo, but it's also got the name of Great Brickhill Cricket Club as a kind of organisation that was on the Buckinghamshire Lottery site. So we'll be creating versions of these for this lottery as well, and you'll be able to kind of see, and have your own good cause logo and what have you. Now, this happens to be a printable version of the materials, so people can kind of search and support by typing in into the search term, but there's also people can click the digital versions of this that we create, and then it will take people directly to your page, so all the links and things become specific to you. So I'm going to play a quick video now, so explain a bit more about kind of the dashboard and the information that we provide behind the scenes, so that you can kind of get behind that.
So you've signed up as a good cause. Now, what do you need to do? Well, you need to let people know about it so they sign up and support your cause. We do all of the boring hard stuff for you, and we even give you tools to promote it, but you need to use them to spread the word. Start shouting from the rooftops and let as many people know as possible. Remember, the more people who know about your lottery page, the more supporters you will get and the more money you will raise. The sky's the limit. Never stop recruiting supporters. Not only do you scoop 50p from every ticket they buy, but they also help spread the word for you. And because people sign up as long-term supporters, you raise 50p from their tickets every week. And it all soon starts adding up. But it won't happen on its own. All you need to do is keep spreading the word. As a good cause, you get your own dashboard, which helps you keep track of how your lottery fund is performing. Download marketing leaflets or even customize them to say what you need to. When you first log into your dashboard, the name of your dashboard will be across the top, along with any immediate actions for you to do. You'll also see a chart to show how your tickets are growing. If you click on the supporters button, this will take you to a page where you can see all the details of the people that are supporting your cause. You can use the supporters details to thank supporters or provide updates on how their support is helping. The leaflet button is probably the most important button on your dashboard. Here you will find lots of leaflets that we create especially for your cause. You will find both printable and digital versions with your own logo on. What's more, they're specially tailored for you, as they send people straight to your page where they buy tickets for your cause. All you need to do is make sure you use these leaflets to spread the word and watch your funds grow. So, print off as many printable versions and hand them out to as many people as you can. People can even scan the QR code that we put on there for you, which takes their device straight to your page, so they don't need to search for you when they visit the lottery site. Download the digital leaflet and email it to as many people as you know. Your digital leaflets contain a special button which directs them straight to your page, where it only takes a minute to sign up and start raising money for you. What's more, you can even change the text on all of these leaflets using the Customize button, so you can create your own version with a special message, like what the money you raise will be used for. A new leaflet design is available every few months, so you can keep the advertising materials for your lottery page fresh. So remember, your dashboard is your most important tool and provides you with everything you need to enroll your own supporters. We do all of the hard work for you, so all you need to do is shout about your page, spread the word, and watch the money you are raising grow.
Okay, so hopefully that gives you a bit of a deeper explanation about how some of the platform features work. I just wanted to talk very quickly about the website and how that works. We've obviously worked it in partnership with One Community to really develop that and think about how it works, but it's powered by the engine that we run all of our lotteries on, and the huge advantage of that is it means as we keep our technology updated and the platform develops, all of the sites that we have on there benefit from those improvements. So everything from player acquisition to retention and different measures that we put in place, the site then benefits from those features. It's also fully secure and PCI compliant. We host it in the cloud, but that means we get a really kind of good uptime for the website. PCI means that it's related to the credit card industry and the technical security that's associated to that. And it's something called a responsive website. So it means that as players visit the site on different types of devices, so whether that be the kind of desktop computer or a phone, then they get a slightly different experience, but it's the one that's best suited to the device that they're on. And the system dynamically knows which side screen that they're looking at, and therefore will return the best iteration of the site for them. And that's increasingly important. We probably have as much as 60 or 70% of participation now taking place on mobile phones, so it's really important that they get the best experience for that. And we have loads of support for yourselves as good causes, but also for supporters. So we have a dedicated telephone number that you can see there, and that's designed to be there to support you as a good cause. If you've got any questions or queries, then please do give the team a ring and they'll be able to walk you through any problems you might have. But also, if you've got players that perhaps haven't got access to the internet or capabilities or confidence to be able to buy stuff online, you can direct them to that telephone number, and we can set people up over the telephone as well. So that might encourage some people that perhaps haven't got that confidence to buy stuff online to be able to kind of still be involved in the lottery. We also have an email address that's dedicated to the lottery, so support@farehamlottery.org.uk. And any questions, again, feel free to email them in, and the team will be there. And there's also some dedicated social media accounts for Facebook and Twitter, and we'll be there and posting regular results, and any questions that similarly come in through those medium, we'll be there to answer and support players as well. So what's the role that One Community and the council are playing in this? Well, the kind of key thing that is kind of the responsibility for One Community is that they're going to be processing and assessing your good cause applications. It's a license which is being held by them, and therefore they're having to make sure that only bona fide good causes make it onto the site. And then they're also there for overall kind of scheme administration and any good practice and advice. They're also there to help promote the lottery and what have you. And they're also going to be responsible for doing the licensing returns to the council as well. But the key role, this kind of central marketing promotion of the lottery, is going to be falling to both the CBS and the council, and they're going to be there to really make a difference. So I mentioned it in passing on the earlier slide, and I wanted to quickly touch on this now, is that Buckinghamshire Lottery was one of the first of these lotteries to launch in the country. And actually it started under the guise of something called Vale Lottery, and then as the local authorities in Buckinghamshire have merged together, they've rebranded it, called it Buckinghamshire Lottery. Now, it was launched back in 2015, and it was I guess done to help support the voluntary community sector. It was kind of one to help them access more money and be able to do that. And we started with 40 good causes signed up for the first draw, and it got kind of coverage on BBC TV and radio and that kind of thing. And what's fantastic now is that there's over 300 individual causes that have signed up. They each have their own page on the site, and they've been raising money to really make a difference. And over the time since we've launched, we've raised nearly £500,000, well, just over £500,000 now for local good causes, and that's money that wasn't there before. It's kind of new money that's been able to be accessed by virtue of the lottery. And what's great is that we've got support and feedback from good causes and supporters as to how kind of positive their experience has been. So I thought I'd take you through some real life examples of causes that might be similar to yourselves, because actually this is what it's all about. So the first is Great Brickhill Cricket Club. You saw those featured on those marketing materials. Now they're a small village cricket club, and they provide coaching and facilities for their players and their members. They've got over 100 juniors that kind of play the game, and this is very much a kind of model for them to raise money. And now they joined in 2015. They've got 93 tickets that they currently sell on a weekly basis, and that means they're raising nearly £2,500 a year from the lottery, and they've invested that into their kind of junior coaching with the proceeds. Now, not everyone has the opportunity to do this, but just think about the ways that perhaps you could apply some of these learnings, because I asked each of them to give me a top tip, and their top tip was that they offered a free drink from the bar for everybody who signed up to the lottery in advance of the first draw. Now, the reason that's an interesting motivation is obviously they had a bar, and that was kind of easy for them to do, but there obviously does give you advantages to be able to motivate people to sign up, because the benefit of having them sign up is that they then stay for the long term, and our experience is very much that people stay for a long time, and the return that effort takes can be quite significant. So getting people to sign up and think of ways to motivate them, and think about your own ways that might motivate your supporters to support your organisation. The next example is a very small charity called Carers Bucks. Now, Carers Bucks support the independent kind of well-being of unpaid family carers who live in Buckinghamshire. And again, they signed up at the start. They've got 38 tickets, which means they're raising just shy of £1,000 a year. And one of the nice things that they did was that they set up a new support group with the proceeds. So they obviously kind of were supporting family carers in the home and in that live experience, but actually what they've been able to do is set up this support group, and the support group can then come together, share their experiences, share their frustrations and the challenges that they might have, and people then appreciate that they're not alone in this experience, and that actually they can share their feelings and their support with each other. Now that means they had to have a venue, and they obviously had to pay for things like teas and coffees and biscuits and that kind of thing for when people came together. And the fact that they could rely on a regular income coming from the lottery made the opportunity happen, and they were able to then deliver that as a solution, which they've been really pleased with. And they're not a big charity. They've got the people that are doing the jobs to put the support in. They didn't have a big fundraising team or anything like that. So they did some simple things like add the link to the bottom of their email signatures, and that's helped them drive some people to buy tickets and support them. The next one is another charity. This one's called Medical Detection Dogs. Again, they joined in November 2015. They've got 94 tickets, which means they're raising just under £2,500 a year as well. And their dogs are quite clever in that they can sniff out various things, and one of the things that they've been able to do is train a new dog to support a type 1 diabetic with the money that's been raised. So nice little charity making a big difference, and then being able to raise money for the lottery. And they've got a website, so they've regularly posted onto that and onto social media, and that's encouraged participation and these people to support their organisation. And the last example is a sports and social club, and the sports and social club was in a tiny little village called Brill, and they kind of had a thing where they kind of support their local teams for football, cricket, touch rugby, that kind of thing. They joined again in November 2015. They've got 43 tickets, and they're raising just over £1,000 a year, and they've been able to invest their money back into their club premises, which are needing some investment. So it's the kind of things that they were able to do was simply to print off those marketing leaflets, and they literally walked them around the village. That encouraged 43 tickets to be sold, and that means that they've got £1,000 a year to be able to regularly raise and make a difference. So hopefully you can see those examples are fairly simple. You don't necessarily have to do lots of marketing or effort to do this, but obviously the effort that you do put in then has direct returns in terms of the amount of money that you can raise. So we do want to make it as easy as we possibly can for you to succeed. So signing up is going to mean that you're going to get your own dedicated web page on the lottery website. You get access to those marketing materials co-branded with your cause so that you can promote it. You get a dashboard so you can see how you're doing, who's supporting you, that kind of thing. Lots of welcome pack information and kind of how to build participation, that kind of thing. And you also get regular emails from the system that will kind of give you the latest stats and latest communication materials. And I suppose most importantly, you're going to get 50p or 50% of every ticket sold that's linked to your page gets paid to you, and that gets paid to you on a monthly basis straight into the nominated bank account that you put for your good cause. So it's hopefully a simple way to raise money and be able to make a difference to your organisation. So we have got a bit of a request. So we're basically saying, if you sign yourselves up, then we want you to kind of commit yourselves to the opportunity. And the reason for this is simply because it's something that you can make a return out of. And if you commit yourself to do it, then there's a bit of a challenge here for you. And that is to simply sell 20 tickets within 4 weeks of your cause going live. And the reason we set it at 20 tickets is not because we're going to kick you off or anything like that if you don't get there. It's more just because 20 tickets relates to £520 a year for your good cause. And to give it some context, we know on average across the other lotteries we run that probably between 1.9 and 2 tickets are sold per person. So really we're talking about 10 to 12 people to sign up and get to that 20 tickets, and that could be earning for you annually £520 a year. So I'm sure you can all think of ways to raise, that you could spend that kind of money with your cause. We do ask you to, if you do sign yourself up, sign up with what we call a staffed email address. So I don't really mind whether that's your work email address, your home email address, your email address for the good cause, whatever it might be, just have someone at the end of it. The reason we say that is because it's really important that we're able to communicate with you, and we use email addresses as our kind of primary method for communication. So if you've got a live email address, then obviously that makes life much more easy. But don't feel you're just limited to one person. Multiple people can be involved in this and be administrators for your good cause. Obviously, one person's got to take the lead at the start to get it signed up, but then you can kind of sign multiple people up as being administrators for your good cause. So don't feel one person has to take all the responsibility for this. We do ask you to use your dashboard, so it's there for you to track your performance and be able to access the marketing materials, that kind of thing. It's also where you upload the bank details, so really important so that we can pay you. And it's also where you can update the cause message, so you can update that on a regular basis if you want to maybe tell supporters about how their money is actually helping and making a difference. And the final two requests really are to help us to help you. If you've got ideas, as I mentioned, it's a platform and it's always in constant development. We've got a big roadmap of features and new things that we want to bring to the platform, but the best ideas come from the users of the platform. So if you've got any ideas about how you think you could benefit, some improvements, then we want to hear about it. So please do let us know. And the final request really is to help us spread the word. It's fantastic that we've got as many people on this call today, but it's one that we can spread to all of their good causes locally. So please do, if you have other organisations that you feel could benefit, then please do let them know as well. So final slide from me is basically one to just talk about some key dates. So today is very much about launching the lottery to yourselves as good causes. As we move forward, we want to give you plenty of time to sign yourself up. So obviously it's early in January, lots going on, but we want to give you plenty of time. It might take a bit of time to maybe have a committee meeting or something like that before we open the site up to players, and we want to give you effectively until the 9th of February. So don't feel you're limited. Obviously that'll be the time when the site goes live to players and when we kind of effectively give you access to all the marketing materials and such like. You can sign up at any point in time, but obviously the benefit of signing up to be ready by the 9th of February is that you'll be involved in all of the kind of big push at the start, and we want to encourage as many good causes to be signed up by that 9th of February date. And then we similarly recognise that it's going to take a period of time to sell some tickets and encourage participants to play. So we're going to give you until the 13th of March before we have the first draw, at which point obviously from then on it'll be a draw every week after that. But we will give people plenty of time to encourage people to sign up, and we'll take people's direct debits obviously will kind of fall in line with that first draw as best we can. If people pay by card, actually we do have to take money straight away at that point in time, but obviously their draw, their money will be there to pay for the draws going forward from when they happen. So that's the final slide from me. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present, and I hope this is a huge success for the future and for the good causes locally to Fareham. Many thanks.
There we go. So I hope you're all as excited as we are with I hope you could hear it okay in the end and see it okay. It did pixelate a little bit for me, but I'm hoping you all got it all right. So just wanted to just run over with you the percentages. Obviously I did say at the beginning before Ben did his presentation video that the percentages that he was mentioning weren't correct. So with us, hang on, I've got my glasses off, bear with me, I wonder why I couldn't read it. So just so that you're aware, as a good cause, you would receive 40% of the ticket price, just so that you can see the whole cake, if you like. So you get 40%. Gatherwell themselves take 20%. And then Fareham Borough Council and One Community will be doing a community fund. So 10% of the ticket price goes to this. Obviously there will be more information on this coming forward, but it will be a fund that you as good causes can apply for and to pay for a project or an activity annually. So again, we'll come back to that. And 10% are taken for One Community for obviously all the administration, and 20% is for the prize money for the lottery. So I will include those figures in the email that I will be sending out after today's launch Zoom, along with answers to any questions that you may have. I also have some really important links for you. Now, what I'm proposing to do is to send them via email. They're links to take you straight to the good causes part of the website that you've just seen demonstrated by Ben. So I shall send that out to you all as well. So really now it's about any questions that you have that we can answer, the team and myself. If we are, as I say, you are on 2 pages. If you have a question that you would like to ask now, please wave at me and I'll do my best to get to you as soon as possible. Let's have a look. We've got a couple of waves coming up. So Ellen, I'll come to you first if that's okay. Give me 1 minute. Do you want to unmute yourself, Ellen? Right.
Yeah.
Go for it. What's your? I'm going to write these down. So I'm a not particularly fast writer, Ellen. So
that's okay.
Go for it, and we'll see if I can answer it.
I just wondered, with the marketing packages, do they cost any extra if you use those, or are they all those resources free?
They are all included in your membership, so they're downloadable for you for free.
Okay. To join up, was it free?
Join up is free.
Lovely.
What you can also do, some organisations in Gosport have made their own flyers and obviously included their own information and just used the Fareham Community Lottery logo, which I will send with this email I'm going to send out.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
All right, Ellen, no problem. What, any other hands? Yeah, we've got a hand there from Brenda. I've got Christine. Christine, what, would you like to unmute yourself, Christine? That would be helpful.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. What's your question?
My question is really, we don't actually have an official logo. Would it be okay we have a tablecloth with our name on it that's we put on a table? Would that be enough?
I like the sound of that. I think that sounds very touchy-feely. I think that would be lovely. That doesn't have to be a logo. It can just be whatever is illustrated.
It says our name and it would give an idea of actually what we do. So I think probably be as good as anything.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Thanks.
Lovely. Thank you.
Brenda, you had a question. Do you want to?
Has any of the people that are here now any ideas of how we can sell these tickets between now and March due to the lockdown?
Well, I think the majority of people, everybody can't answer you because there's too many people.
No, but they could perhaps send it to you.
Yeah, what we could do, I think for us, we have a good circulation of people that watch us on social media, have newsletters and things like that. You also have a good link with your supporters that would normally come to Friends Through Pain or would support the RSPCA or whatever. So I think it's about going to them and asking them if they know of people via email at the moment, because it is the only way.
It's accumulating the cash.
Yeah, I'm happy to draw up a list and include that on the email that I send out, Brenda.
Right, thank you.
Okay, love. Any other questions? Yeah, we've got Scouts up there. Do you want to unmute yourself, Scouts? That's it. Lovely.
Yes. Obviously, you know, we'd love to take part, but is there any difficulty? Say you start running it and then find that, you know, the support for running it isn't coming forward, then you opt out of it, and then you decide later on someone else is going to take up the ownership and run it again. In other words, opting in and out, is it difficult or?
Well, the thing is, with anything like this, you're going to have people that will regularly pay £5 a month. So you know, these are people that will pay on a direct debit. So opting in and out is something that you as an organisation can decide that you aren't going to market it this month because you've got a lot on your plate, maybe some events and things. But those ticket sales will still carry on because they carry on indefinitely. So I think it's something that you could decide to not do any work on that month and allow the tickets to carry on selling, because it would look after itself in that degree. The time that the investment comes in really is pushing ticket sales, like at events and things in future times. I have got a slide that I'd like to share with you. Any more questions? I hope that's okay for you.
Yeah.
Anne, you've got a question? Hang on 1 second. Anne, what's your question? Sorry, can you, that's it.
Yeah, I wondered if there was any way that anyone could pay by cash.
I don't think so. Not at the moment, no.
Okay, thank you.
Malcolm, you've got a question. Do you want to unmute?
Yeah, thank you. When I originally filled in the paperwork and everything to be part of this,
yes,
gave a load of details, including a photograph and everything.
yes.
Do we actually need to apply again?
What I would suggest you do, I've got all your details, Malcolm, and if you're willing, I would like to put you on as a trial, because I've got all your details and your lovely photo. So can I come back to you between you and I, and we'll sort that out together? A lot of you gave us some information already and photos because you were really keen to get going, which was amazing, because there is a criteria for organisations obviously to join, which I can also include in this email. Most of you have had that. So I have got some information, but the idea of the lottery and the website is that it's your baby. So normally, in a normal situation, you would go on and register yourselves with your own information, your own photograph. And us as an organisation only get involved when we just want to check that your documentation and etc. and your governance and everything is okay, which we kind of do in the background. The majority of it you would normally do on your own, Malcolm, but with you, I wouldn't mind having a play if that was all right, and do it myself because I haven't done one yet.
Do that. Being a technophobe.
Charlie's Beach Huts, you have a question.
Yeah, hi there. That was a really good presentation. Thank you very much. And it's obviously something we're very keen, and I'll speak with our trustees. My one question really is based around security. In regards, you'll have a public domain or public facing domain with all your bits and pieces on, or all our bits and pieces, the Fareham Community Lottery page. But where are all those personal details stored? Bank details, those supporters that are buying tickets, how is their information protected? Is there assurances given on that?
There is. Claire from Benfield from Fareham Borough Council is nodding frantically at me. I don't know if you can see her. Yes, there is. Claire, do you know any more than I do on this answer? Can you elaborate? You've got to unmute yourself. There she goes.
Yeah, so Gatherwell have done lots of work around the security of people's own data. So when you actually go on the website and you can have a look through, there's a huge part on data protection in there.
Okay.
All of the supporters' information is kept very much safely.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Claire. Thank you. Brenda, you have another question? You're muted, Brenda. Oh, no, you're not now.
No. Is there a minimum amount to raise to be able to join this?
No, there isn't. I have a slide I can show you in a moment with some Gosport figures, which you'll find interesting. So, no, you're okay. That's no minimum amount. Any further questions? Yeah, Chris, you've got one from Black Box.
Hi there. The bolt-on prizes, is it possible for local groups to offer bolt-on prizes?
Yes, please. With the bolt-on prizes, they do a national bolt-on prize. So they might do one that covers all the lotteries that Gatherwell oversee, and then they do the local bolt-on prizes. Obviously, we knew that we were going to do the lottery. We started to try and get local bolt-on prizes for the launch, and we haven't had any luck at all, really, with the kind of things that we would like as big carrots. We just haven't had anything. Everyone's a bit hard up at the moment. So yes is the answer, Chris. Yes,
and please. We do that through you or through?
Yeah, just contact me and we can go from there.
Okay, super.
Thank you, Chris. Any other questions? I just want to have a check on the other side. Any more questions? Okay, I've got a slide I'm just going to share with you. Obviously, we're very fortunate I hope I can share it with you. We're very fortunate with our relationship with Gosport and their scheme that they've done. Can you see this slide that I'm about to show? I'm just going to make it.
Not yet.
Yeah, hang on a second. Just doing it now. Let's try again. I know what happened before. I got booted out, but I'm back. Hang on one second. Can you see a photograph of lots of writing all over it? No.
Yeah.
You can now, yeah. So this is the Gosport Good Causes. This gives you an idea of the amount of money that is involved. So if you can find it, above the word Good Causes, you will see Trash Cafe Network. The Trash Cafe Network in Gosport have raised £7,716.80p with the community lottery. And they've done that because it's a cafe. People are going in there all the time normally, obviously not including currently. But then you have some organisations that really haven't done a lot of work, but they still, like Home Start here, you got Older Persons Forum. So there's a real difference between, you know, like Malcolm was saying, if you don't have time to invest in it, you're still going to get a trickle of money because you're going to have these regular punters, if you like. But there is the potential, if you do have the opportunity to sell more tickets and upsell it, to make quite good income streams. I can always send you that slide if anybody wants it as well.
Yes, please.
Any other, I mean, it's worth looking at other lotteries that are out there so you can see. I'm trying to get that off my screen now. This is fun, isn't it? Where did I get that? Anyway, any other questions? Any other questions? I don't think so. I'm just going to get rid of that for you. Hang on a second. My screen has just frozen. Don't we love it? Oh, there's Sue again. Okay, right. I'm back. And I don't. And obviously, we are going to put this video on to YouTube, so any of your colleagues can watch it all. If you do have any questions, you all have my contact details, so do please come back to me. We're very excited about this. We think it's going to be fantastic for the whole of Fareham, and I think that's all of the information I have. So I'm very, very delighted to. Anybody would like to say anything else? Oh, Wendy, there you go. Wendy's got a hand up. Bear with me. There you go, Wendy. Go for it.
Thanks. I just wanted to clarify. So the income stream that you would get each month is from tickets that you sell specifically for your own cause. Yeah. Is that right?
Yes. So you'll market it to your followers, your supporters, and they would purchase a ticket. Now, when they go onto the website to purchase their ticket, they automatically select a good cause that they want to support. So it could be potentially that me as Joe Public decides I want to put £5 to one good cause and £5 to another. That means I've got 10 tickets, but I can support multiple organisations.
Right, okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Last chance for any questions at the moment. Oh, another one from Chris. Go for it, Chris.
You said that there's a community fund.
Yes.
What's the criteria for choosing who gets money from that, and what would be the process for that? Is that going through you?
That would be with us in Fareham Borough Council. Claire, did you want to say anything?
So the community fund goes via the Fareham Borough Council's existing community fund. So we already have certain criteria for that, but it's really quite open to lots of local groups and charities. So if you have a look at Fareham Borough Council's community fund, then it will follow that same criteria.
So really, you don't have to be part of this to tap into that community fund?
No, not at all, no.
Okay. Last chance for any questions. Just going to have a look at the second screen. Oh yeah, Paul has a question. Paul, do you want to go for it?
It's not really a question, it's just an observation and something I just need to say on behalf of the people that I'm representing, the Southern Diabetes Association. And that is that our primary meeting with the public in order to be able to facilitate selling tickets and everything is done through our shop premises. It's not the greatest day to have to actually start talking about what we can do through the shop, because at the moment, until the restrictions are lifted, we're not going to have that contact. So whereas I'd quite like to register and to get going, I mean, some of these projected dates and sort of milestones that we're looking for, we're going to be trailing behind from that, I would suspect.
I think you're not alone. I think a lot of organisations feel very much the same, Paul. My thought, the date that we chose for this, we chose many, many months ago. We couldn't have foreseen that it would be this restricted for you all. I think at the moment, 20 tickets, which is what they're saying is a good starting point. It is a guide. We're not asking you to sign that you have to do that. I think at the moment, if we can get you registered, I do know there's a lot of support for diabetes, silent diabetes locally. And I think just word of mouth, you would find that 20 tickets would be easily done. But I think it's about getting us registered and getting ready for the time when we can, and contacting those who can buy. At the moment, even with kind of not over the door customers as you know, as you're saying, you would lose out on. But I get it, I totally understand it, but I do think we've got to give it a go. We all need the money, don't we, at the end of the day.
Really, can I just add to that? Because obviously this is a project that's been running for quite some considerable time, and yes, I confirm with Hayley, this date was set some months ago. We didn't really predict today what situation we would be in, but I think it's important for the charities to register. It's important where you can to sell tickets for your organisation, but don't forget there are many people within Fareham where we will be advertising this who will buy lottery tickets, and I can see some that are very dear to people's hearts. So I think we need to get the ball rolling now, start to get the project up and running, so as we go through the year and hopefully summer, autumn, we'll start to be in a better position. Money will start to roll in for your charities where you've had a lack of income, particularly over the last year and well into probably 2 or 3 months of this year or even more. So it's really a case of getting started, get things going, advertise it so we can start to get the ball rolling. And we decided to run with it because we've done so much work behind the scenes.
Yeah, thank you, Sue. I think one of the key things are, as a customer, if you hear about the community lottery in any capacity, you go onto your social media, you go onto the website to look at what the Fareham Community Lottery is about. And at that point, it will ask you to choose your good cause. So if they haven't heard through you, but they hear through any other way, they will go onto the website to choose which organisation they want to support with their ticket purchase. So we've got to get as many of you as we can on there, because we are going to be doing One Community and Fareham Borough Council and also local press will be doing a lot of work in pushing the lottery forward. So it's not all about necessarily you guys going out and speaking to the people that you would normally do in a social kind of environment or with your support groups, but they will be looking even if they don't know that you're a part of it. So I think that's the bit that we need to do. We just had a note up from the Matt. Yeah, yes, we will have. We have a social media page for Fareham Community Lottery. He mentioned it on the slide, which you can all join. I will send that with the email notes that I'm going to send out afterwards. So you can link that with your own social medias as well to say that you are now part of, or will be part of, lottery. We will also be, even though the Fareham shop is currently closed, of course, we will also be continually putting so-and-so is now a member of the community lottery in the window, because there are still some key shops open in the shopping centre, so that will get seen as well. Any further questions before we leave? Let's have a quick look through all of you. Oh, thank you. Peter says happy birthday to me. It's my birthday today. Thank you very much, Peter. I had to get that in there, didn't I? Okay. Well, I'm really delighted. I'm very excited about this for Fareham and for each of you. I think it's going to be fantastic. I really do. And it's a way of making all your supporters have that possibility of winning money. And let's face it, we all like a bit of that. So I'm going to sign off now. Just one more second if anybody has any questions or anything they want to say before I close the meeting. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Ron. Happy birthday to me. Yes, Corinne, what did you want to say before we go?
This might be a silly question, but you just said about winning the 25,000 £. Where's that come from?
He was saying to you earlier, some of the percentage of ticket prices. So the pound ticket that people buy, a small percentage of that goes towards ticket sales. There is also an insurance that the Gatherwell themselves are members of for all of their lotteries across the UK, which funds the big payouts.
It was that big one, and I'm thinking
you're going to have to go out there with a bucket and try and raise the 25,000.
Good at that bit.
All right. Okay.
Happy birthday, Hayley.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
We'd sing to you, but we're all muted.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much, everybody. It was lovely to see you all, and all to keep well, won't you?
Yeah. And, you too.
Thanks again. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, Hayley.
Bye.